the leader on the field. That's a big, big loss, a big blow for Alabama.
We'll have plenty more on that coming up later in the show. We'll have an update on that as well. Want to get to how this game unfolded. Started in the first half with the Crimson Tide getting the ball first. They drove right down the field, and they did it all on the ground.
They did it, and Damien Harris ran the ball well. Nick Saban said in that news conference he's had some leg injuries, so he didn't think he had the breakaway burst to take that to the end zone.
125 yards for Harris on the ground. They kicked a field goal. The defense was stout.
Big sack from Jonathan Allen. He kept bigger plays coming up, but that one was big at that moment.
So Bama took a 6-0 lead after another field goal, went right back down the field, and O.J. Howard touchdown.
A big touchdown for O.J. Howard. Got knocked down there, injured. He would come back and play the rest of the game.
13-0 Bama. They looked to go up 20-0, but they missed a field goal, and then Jalen Hurts. This is where it starts to unravel for Alabama.
That was a freshman mistake there. He was getting pressure from the outside, threw it in their hands. Damien Harris gets knocked out there on a targeting play.
Trevor Knight's already beat the Crimson Tide 3 years ago, and he capitalizes here. 13-7. That is the score going into halftime. And you're thinking, okay, Alabama, they're winning the football game, but you look at the stats. It was complete dominance on every facet. You took at total yards, 303 to 150. If you're a Tide fan at half, what are you thinking?
Yeah, you're thinking that red zone has been a problem there. You left a lot of points out on the field. You ended up not scoring touchdowns, and that kept the Aggies in the game.
So we went into the second half. Alabama still up by 6 points, but Texas A&M got the ball first, and they scored quick, less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, down the field they come. Touchdown pass here, and you think this is the way upsets happen. You miss opportunities in the red zone. Second half, Aggies have the lead.
Knife to Christian Kirk. It's 14-13, but the very next drive, Jalen Hurts acted like a senior, not a freshman. Big QB draw there, and then the play fake to Calvin Ridley.
Ridley scores the touchdown, but this is all Hurts today, improvising when the conventional offense wasn't working.
20-14 Alabama. The Texas A&M needs to respond just like the Tide did, but Tim Williams, 2 big plays in a row.
Yeah, 1 tackle for a loss, and then a big-time sack there, sort of snuffs out another Aggie drive.
That flipped the field position, and then this happened. Ryan Anderson forces the fumble. Big guy touchdown, 30 yards for Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen had to beat 2 guys. Jonathan Allen now has more touchdowns this year than O.J. Howard does.
They may have as many touchdowns as Rutgers until your offense. See, and then in the fourth quarter, Jalen Hurts, Jerry on top, 37 yards on the ground. Did it so well last week against Tennessee. This one just as good. 33-14, Alabama is the winner. The stats in the second half pretty similar to what they were in the first half. 452 for the Tide, 278 overall for Texas A&M. So again, we talk about a 19-point win, but this felt anything but for Alabama.
Yeah, 33-14. It's other than Ole Miss, it was the toughest battle all year long for Alabama. And Eddie Jackson's a concern moving forward. And so, too, is that red zone offense. Was it Lane Kiffin's play calling? Was it execution? Did they get too conservative? That's something they'll work on in the bye week. But Alabama now goes into November for the 6th time in 9 years unbeaten. They've done that 6 times in 9 years, unbeaten into November.
And you know what? When the season gets real, they go into the playoff if that happens, go into the national title if that happens. They need games like this. They need to be tested. They need to have adversity. And the one drive that proved Alabama can handle adversity was that one in the third quarter. After A&M took the lead, 14-13, Jalen Hurts was great going back down the field.
Yeah, you've got to have big third down conversions. Jalen makes one on a pass. They get a penalty with hands to the face. Then he makes another one running. A lot of ways he converted on third down on that drive.
So, of course, Calvin Ridley's touchdown capped it off. Alabama took the lead, and they did not look back. Final score 33-14 the Tide. It was ugly at times. It was worrisome for the fans a lot of the time, especially in that third quarter. But they will take it. They're moving on. They control the SEC West. They control their destiny to make it back to Atlanta and make it back to the playoff. We got plenty more coming up here on the Red Zone postgame show. Player interviews in the locker room. We'll have that coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.